We received a really interesting question the other day, and that was, how can you tell which mutual funds are truly sustainable and which are not? Now, the premise to this question was that there are now more sustainable, green, ESG, or impact mutual funds or exchange traded funds, ETFs, than ever before. So how do you know which ones are truly sustainable and which ones are just greenwashing? Now, before I go any further, I should be clear that this is not investment advice, but rather a discussion about the concept of sustainability in mutual funds. So at Motive, we rank companies based on their performance on the issues that matter. But we don't yet rank mutual funds or ETFs, but it's definitely something that we're going to consider. In the meantime, here's 3 steps that I personally would go through to determine which mutual fund is most sustainable. The first thing I would do is find out who's the parent company behind that mutual fund or the ETF, because all these funds are going to be issued by a larger asset manager, typically a bank or some investment management firm. So who's the parent company issuing the fund? I would then go to askmotive.com and search for that parent company and see how that company ranks on the issues I care about. Because if the parent company doesn't perform well on the issues I care about or my conceptualization of sustainability, then I would have trouble accepting that its products are sustainable. Right? For me, the products and the parents have to match in performance, or else I'm skeptical of any claim. The other thing I would do is I would look at the top 10 holdings of a fund. And I would run all of these through the search engine at askmotive.com to see how these 10 companies that are held in the mutual fund perform on the issues that matter. Because if they're all poor performers, it's probably not going to be a sustainable fund. But if they're all good performers, or they do align with what I consider important to sustainability, then I'm definitely more intrigued and I would more likely consider that to be a sustainable fund. Lastly, I would also read the prospectus of the mutual fund, because any fund that is claiming to be sustainable has to have a definition of what sustainability actually means. So what's the data that they're using to measure sustainability? How are they measuring sustainability? How are they defining sustainability? If these funds are truly sustainable, this is information that they would be happy to share. If this fund is just greenwashing, they likely haven't even come to terms with what sustainability truly means. So you're not going to see much clarity on data methodology objectives. So this is one of those cases where transparency is key. Is the information there and does it line up with the product, or is it obfuscated? Just a bunch of buzzwords that don't really mean much. Again, transparency is key in this issue. So if anyone can think of any other ways to identify which ones are truly sustainable mutual funds or ETFs and help the person who asked this question out, please post them in the comments. And if you have any other questions, connect with us at askmotive.com.